I added all 26 letters from Alphabet lore into Minecraft. First I made A, and I used an axolotl to make A because A starts with axolotl. Wait, no, it's the other way around. I'm not going to lie, my A looked kind of ugly, so because of that, I added some grill lines on his teeth to really give it detail. And because he is A, I decided to spawn him on an acacia tree. Now you might be thinking I should have put him in the water, but I'm sure he'll be fine. Next I made B, and I made B from a bee because, well, you know. Everything about him was looking pretty good, but then I realized B has these eyes that are really annoying to make. So I gave him these messed up eyes, and I also got rid of the grill lines. I don't know why I did that in the first place. B is supposed to be a butterfly, so we'll pretend his wings are flapping because I don't know how to do that. Also, here's a bee army chasing me because I didn't subscribe before 500k. Next, I'll be making both C and D. For C, I used a creeper, and C is kind of curved, so I spent 5 minutes trying to perfectly rotate these pieces. I then added his teeth and gave him these angry looking eyes, and finally added some noise because noise makes everything better. Next for D, I used a dolphin, and I copied this piece with a squished dolphin's face on it until I had the shape of a D. I then gave him a sideways mouth and added his eyes, which make him look like he has 159 children in his basement. I then put C in the C, even though C doesn't start with C because C and C are both pronounced C, so it makes sense. And then I put D in the C as well because he's a dolphin. Now all either of them have to worry about is pirates. And drowning because apparently C can't breathe underwater. The next letter is E, and for E I used the only logical mob, the Ender Dragon. I had to delete his entire body until I was left with half of his head, and then I turned his head into the shape of an E and finally added some teeth and his eyes right above that. I don't know how you would be able to kill the Ender Dragon now that you can barely see it, but that's not my problem. Well, actually it kinda is. Next I made F, and F is a bad guy, so I made him a frog because these are the only two mobs that start with F. I gave F these really ugly teeth that look nothing like the original, and then I decided to get fancy and rotate his eyes. Since F attacks everybody, we'll pretend that this slime is E and he is being eaten by F. We'll also make F kidnap D because why not?
What's wrong here?
We never intended to create a Christmas character. It just happened. Its furry face was everywhere. But fame can get in the way of what really matters.
Come home, Bear. Come home, Bear.
Christmas Day came with everything she could wish for, even...
Next I made G, and I won't lie, I already made G before, so I decided to copy paste him onto a ghast. For some reason G is really big and also flies around, which is probably not accurate. Also in the intro, F runs over G, so I tried to make that in the best way I possibly could. But then he shot fireballs at me, so I gave up. Next I'm going to make H and I. For H I used a horse, and he was quite easy to make. I added his eyes and his curved mouth, and then I was done. For I used an iron golem, and I decided to make him from a single leg. It turns out that I is also easy to make. All I really had to do was add his eyes and his tiny smile. I put H in a house, and I even rode him, which made me technically flying because H is a ghost. Then I put horse armor on H just to see how it would look. Let's just get rid of this. Next I spawned I in an igloo because what better place for an iron golem to live? I also thought he looked really funny when he walked because he's just a leg. The next letters are J and K. And as it turns out, there are no mobs that start with J or K, so I decided to use mobs that might sound